Hi friends, this is our third chapter in our mathematics session, and this is something related to ratio and its application. And here we are discussing in this video the theory about this ratio. And maybe in two videos we can discuss the theory, and after that we can resolve problems. That's what do you mean by ratio? Ratio is nothing but it is the comparison of quantities. That is ratio. It is the comparison of quantities. Ratio is the comparison of quantities, and this can be done by the comparison of quantities can be done by either by subtraction or by division. In our daily life, we can compare the height of two persons, or the weight of two persons, or the distance traveled by two cars, or the time taken to complete some activity. Like that, we can compare anything in our daily life. That is, if we compare this with it can be either by subtraction or by division. We can compare the quantities. That is, comparison of quantities by division is known as ratio. That is ratio. If we compare by subtraction, that is not ratio. It is just simply the comparison by subtraction. That is, if 2, 3, that is, or 4, 5, 2 digits, if we compare the comparison can be done by comparing or comparison. Comparison can be done either by subtraction or by division. We can compare quantities. Comparison can be done for quantities. Any quantities in our daily needs. That is, we can compare either by subtraction or by division. In subtraction, if we take example subtraction 2 and 4 digits. Now we simply subtract. That is subtraction. In subtraction, 4 minus 2 equal to 2. So we can tell that 4 is 2 greater than, this is one type of comparison, 2 greater than 2. This is one type of comparison. If we compare this 2 and 4, that is 2 is compared by either by division. If it is by division, we can compare 2 by 4. That is equal to, that 2 is 1 by 2 of 4. 1 by 2 of 4 is 2. This is the comparison by division. This is also known as ratio. That is, the comparison by division is known as ratio. For comparison of objects, the two quantities we are discussing should be for ratio. For ratio, the quantities should be only in same unit or in the same kind. That is, we can write like this. We can compare two quantities only if they are of same kind. They are of same kind, or the units must be the same. That units must be the same. If that is, for example, we can compare the distance should, if for example, if we compare the distances, for example, the distances 3 kilometer to 300 meter. Here first we have to change into same unit. First convert into same unit. Only after we can compare or find out the ratio. That is, 3 kilometer is first converted into 3000 meter. Then 3 kilometer, the ratio is represented like this. 3 kilometer is to 300 meter, and it is equal to, it is nothing but we have to first convert this 3 kilometer to 3000 meter is to 300 meter. That is, ratio is nothing but division. So 3000 divided by 300 is equal to 10. So it can be rewrite as 10 is to 1. This is the ratio of comparison, because they are, here we are changing the quantities into same units. If we compare 5 second with 2 meter, we can, if the two quantities given are 5 second and 2 meter, for example, compare 1 meter with 5 second. This is our question. Now we can write like this. We cannot compare, because we cannot compare. This is our answer. We cannot compare these quantities. Cannot compare these quantities because they are in the, we cannot compare these quantities because they are under different groups, because they are of different units, because they are of different units or different categories. So we cannot compare. Next is the terms of a ratio. Terms of a ratio. That is, for example, for ratio A is to B. Here A is the first term. Here A equal to our first term, or it is known as B equal to the second term, or it is known as consequent. So our first term is known as antecedent and the second term as consequent. These are the A. In A is the antecedent and B is the consequent. Then what is the properties of a ratio? Properties of a ratio. What are the features? Features of a ratio, that is we are discussing. That means in a ratio, that is A is to B, if both terms of the ratio are multiplied with a constant, that is as non-zero quantity, the value of the ratio remains same. That is, in A is to B, that is the first property. In A is to B, if we multiply with a non-zero quantity, with non-zero quantity, ratio remains same. This is the first, that is the first term, that is A into A is to B is nothing but it is equal to A by B. If we multiply this with a constant M, then it will become MA by MB. These two are cancelled out each other and the ratio remains itself, that is equal to A is to B itself. This is the first property of ratio. Next is the second property, that is the reverse. That is, if we divide the antecedent and consequent with a non-zero number, if we divide, that is, then also the value remains that is the ratio remains the same. A is to B, that is, we can write like this: if we divide using a non-zero quantity, then also both sides, then also the ratio remains the same. That is A is to B is again nothing but it is A by B. Then if we divide with a constant m, that is A by m divided by B by m, that is equal to A by m into m by b. Multiply with the reciprocal itself. This m and m are cancel out, and it will again become A is to B or A by b. That is, if we divide or multiply the terms with a constant, the value remains the same. That is the property. And there is one condition to be satisfied. That is, A, B and M are real numbers, both terms, that is antecedent and consequent, that is of both terms. HCF of both terms should be 1. That is the condition. That is the condition. That is, for example, if we are finding, that is, if we compare the two quantities, that is 36 is to 48, in order to convert into simplest form, that is our question. Convert into simplest form, that is our question. That is, for that we have to find its HCF, that is 36, 48. That is the column method we are choosing. Here we can divide both this with 6. 6 into 6 is 36 and 6 into 8 is 48. Again 2. 2 into 3 is 48. 2 into 3 is 6 and 2 into 4 is 8. Here there is no common factor. So our HCF equal to common factors are multiplied. The common factors of both of these are multiplied to get HCF. So it is equal to 6 into 2 equal to 12. So divide each term with 12. That is we are doing. Then it will become 3 into 12 equal to 36. So 3 and 12 into 4 equal to 48. So the simplest form equal to 3 is to 4. That is the method to find out the simplest form of a ratio. Here we are not explaining a simple topic or the particular topic. Here we are just studying the all topics related to our foundation course. That is, I am continuously discussing each and every topic in mathematics related to 7th standard IIT foundation. I am discussing, so it is, even if it is boring, it will be very useful to you. So please watch and share with your friends and subscribe. That is, next is our comparison of ratios. That is, ratios can be compared by expressing them as either as fraction or as decimal. That is, comparison of ratios can be done by converting into or expressing them as, we can write like this: ratios can be compared compared by expressing them as fractions or decimals. By after converting it into decimal or into fraction, either into decimal or into fraction, and then compare. That is the method of comparison of ratios. That is, for example, that is converting, as first method is converting to decimals. That is the first method. That is, first the topic is discussing or explaining with the help of an example. That is, our first example is compare 2:3. That is, two ratios are comparing 2:3 with 4:5. So 2/3. We are discussing 2:3 is nothing but 2/3. Then divide 2 with 3. So 0, 6 into 2, 28. Again 2. It is recurring. Recurring decimal we get as the answer as a recurring or non-terminating decimal. That is we get. So it can be written like this. Non-terminating or recurring decimal can be written like this. That we have explained already in our rational number topic. So 2:3 equal to 0.6 bar, and 4:5 is nothing but 4/5, and it is equal to 0.8. From this we can compare 0.6. 0.6 is less than that of 0.8. So our answer is equal to our answer equal to 2:3 is less than that of 4:5. This is the one method of comparison. Another is converting to fractions. If you have a strong base in mathematics, you can attend the MTSE or IIT or anything Olympiad, any competitive exam, you can appear with very confidence. So I am discussing the topic mathematics. Converting to fractions 2:3 and 4:5. This is nothing but 2/3 and 4/5. For comparing these fractions, first we have to convert it into, for comparison, first convert it into like fractions. Like fractions, in order to convert into like fraction, first we have to find out the LCM of denominators 3 and 5. There is no common factor. 3, 1, 5, 5, 1, 1. This is the method. The last row should be 1, 1. Up to that we have to divide any one or each one of the given digits. So it is equal to LCM equal to LCM equal to 3 into 5, nothing but it is 15. Then multiply each 10, that is 2/3 with 15, we get 10. 3 is cancel out in this 15. Both numerator and denominator we can multiply with 15. That is 3 into 15 equal to 5 here. So it is equal to 10/15. 4/5 is multiplied with this 5. 12/15. Now the denominators are the same, so we can compare. That is 4. So that is 10/15 is less than that of 12/15. So 2:3 is, this is less than 4:5. This is another method of comparison. next topic is keeping things in proportion. That is the conditions to be satisfied in keeping things in proportion. That is keeping do you know our national flags are always in the proportionate ratio of L is to B equal to, that is length is to breadth is equal to 1.5 is to 1. That is the ratio of our national flag. All national flag, not our, all national flags are in the ratio. That is L is to B equal to 1.5 is to 1, or otherwise it is equal to 1.7 is to 1. This is approximately we can write it as 1.5 or 1.7 is just multiply with both side with 2, that is our constant, that is equal to 3 is to rough, approximately we are multiplying, so it is equal to 3 is to 2. This is the ratio of our all national flags, not ours. In all countries follow this ratio. At the same time, our Indian postcards are also in the same ratio. What is proportion? The equality of two ratios is known as proportion. The equality of two ratios is called equality of two ratios is called proportion. That is the first condition, that is if A is to B, two ratios are A is to B and C is to D. That is A by B equal to C by D. This is the proportion. Here, in this condition, A, B, C, D are said to be, if this condition is satisfied, then A, B, C and each terms are said to be in proportion. Each terms are said to be in proportion. Here A, B, C, D are the first, second, third and fourth terms. A, B, C, D are first, second, third and fourth terms respectively. And second is the first and fourth terms is called if two ratios are comparing. That is, if two ratios are comparing, the first and fourth terms are called extremes. This should be keep in your mind. That is, these are called extremes. Extremes, and the middle terms are called means. Why so called? That is second and third terms are called means. Why this second and third term is called means is explained in the following portion. That is, second and third terms are called means. And the third condition is the product of extremes is equal to product of means. product of extremes is equal to product of means, that is AD equal to BC. AD equal to BC. Next, fourth is, if A by B equal to C by D, this proportion can be written by interchanging the denominator and numerator. If A by B equal to C by D, we can also written as, then if it is that condition, then this condition is also B by A equal to D by C. This condition is also same. That is, by taking the reciprocals on both sides, this relationship is known as invertendo. This is this relationship, that is taking reciprocals on both sides is known as invertendo. Next is fifth condition. If A by B equal to C by D, multiplying both sides with, that is, here it is, we are multiplying both sides with B by C. That means A by B is multiplied with B by C and C by D also multiplied with B by C. Then it will become A by C equal to B by D. This relationship is known as alternando. Alternator. Another one is, if we are comparing three ratios, that is, if A by B equal to C by D equal to E by F, and L and M and L, M and N are any three non-zero numbers, then A by B equal to C by D equal to E by F is nothing but Lm plus or minus Mc plus or minus Ne divided by Lb plus or minus Md plus or minus Nf. This is also another method of proportion. Next is continued proportion. These all are theories we have to remember. Next another video we discuss problems related to all these topics. Next is I am just taking or just discussing all theories related to our ratio. In another videos we will discuss the problems related to all these topics. Continued proportion. What do you mean by continued proportion? If three quantities A, B and C are said to be in the continued proportion only if A by B equal to B by C. That is the condition. If A, B and C are said to be in continued proportion only if A by B equal to B by C, and here C is the third proportion of A and B, and A and B is called, and B is the mean proportion of A and C. Here B is the mean proportion. Why? How we get this as how can we consider B as the mean of A and C? That is explained in the below topic. That is, B is the mean proportion of A and C. That is, how can we prove this? We can prove this, that means we already discussed the properties. We already discussed, that is the product of means is equal to product of extremes. We already discussed it. Product of means equal to product of extremes. Product of extremes. So in A is to B is to C is nothing but A by B equal to B by C. This is the three quantities are comparing. So A is to B, nothing but it is equal to A is to B equal to B is to C. So multiplying the extremes, that is A into C equal to product of means B square. So from this we can see that B is equal to root of AC. This is nothing but it is the mean of AC. This is the mean of A and C. Thus it is proved. Next is variation. Another topic related to ratio is variation. How the quantities are varied in proportion to another quantity. That is we are discussing. That is variation. All these quantities are related to each other. If one quantity varies, then the other quantity related to the first is varying in the direct proportion. It is called a direct variation. That is, these variations are variation may be either it is direct, or it may be either direct or otherwise it is indirect variation or opposite variation. Direct or inverse, that is opposite variation, direct or opposite variation. Maybe either direct or opposite variation. That is, first we are discussing the direct variation. That is direct variation. If first quantity increasing, if first quantity increase, the second quantity related to that also increase, it is called the quantity related to the first one, that is the second, that is our second quantity also increase, that is, this is the direct variation. Otherwise, if is the first decrease, then the second also decrease. This is known as the direct variation. That is the distance, that is the example is in constant speed. If a vehicle is moving with a constant speed, the distance with constant speed, distance traveled equal to, traveled is directly proportional to the time. This is the direct variation. That is, with time increases, that is along with time, the distance traveled also increases. The next is that is the inverse variation. In inverse variation, the first quantity increase, the related second quantity decrease. This is the inverse variation. That means, or vice versa, if it is decreased, the second will increase. This is another type of, that is inverse variation. Example, the number of, so many people working in a construction area. If the number of people increases, the number of days of completion of the work will decrease. That is, here number of workman is inversely proportional to the days or time taken for completion of the work. That is, number of person is, if it is denoted as n, it is inversely proportional to the time taken to complete that work. This is the inverse proportion, and another one is the direct proportion. These all topics you already studied or otherwise study in 7th standard. Not this much vast. You are just ratio and percentage, that much you are studying. All these are related to that ratio topic, and this is important for your competitive exams. So please watch and subscribe my video, and along with that, please share to your friends. This video has only 26 subscribers. If it remains the same, I will drop my vision, and for the success of my channel, please subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you so much.